Hi, this is Jim. Welcome back to Silent Sales Machine Radio. Today I've got a guest for us. It's Lisa Larson. She's in our Facebook group as one of the leaders. She actually has a live show that she does in our free Facebook group every week, answering questions, sharing tips on growing your multiple income streams using Amazon and all the other great strategies that we teach. The cool thing about Lisa, there's a lot of cool things about her, but one of the things that stands out is she is a textbook definition of someone who overcomes challenges. She's going to share a bunch of those with us today. We actually had her on an episode. It's been a couple of years ago. I'm sure we'll talk about it. It's going to be great to get an update for how she's doing now, but she's overcome multiple physical challenges and other challenges in her journey. I won't steal any of the story before we jump in and start to talk to her. But one of the things you're going to notice is she just has this unstoppable energy and commitment to not only building her own business, but helping others succeed in building theirs as well. She's just become the true heartbeat and a core personality and leader in the ever-expanding community of people who listen to this podcast and enjoy the resources and the community that we've built. A couple points before we jump over and get Lisa on the line. If you are listening to this episode, this is one of those episodes where we actually have a video as well on YouTube. So if you go to the show notes today at silentjim.com, that's silentjim.com, you can go into the show notes for this episode and see links to everything we talk about, because we do drop hints about several different resources today. You want to use that. But you can also see us. If you're used to listening only, you can see us on YouTube, and that's one of the links that we'll have in today's show notes. If you're watching us on YouTube, as a reminder, we only put maybe 1 out of every 10 or so episodes on YouTube with the video. You're missing out on 90% of the episodes of this podcast if you're only watching us on YouTube. So get over to silentjim.com, click on podcast, and see all the fantastic guests and interviews and content that you've come to love on YouTube. Well, it's in audio form over there. Okay, let's jump over and get our guest on the line. I'm going to introduce Lisa to you now in just a moment. So welcome back to Silent Sales Machine Radio. Lisa, how have you been?
Oh, Jim, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me today.
I can't believe it's been so long since we did this. When was the last time? What episode was that when we talked last?
It was episode 99, so it's been probably 2 or 3 years.
Holy cow, a lot's happened
That's
since
amazing.
then. Yeah. Hey, you've become quite the celebrity in our Facebook group too. I want to talk a little bit about that, and
Gosh.
maybe the way that's kind of matured and grown over the past couple of years. And what else have you been up to? Let's share some of your story. Let's get people updated
Oh,
on where you're at,
wow.
and what you're up
Okay.
to.
You bet. Well, the last time we talked, as you know, I am disabled and I have 2 kids still living at home, and I started with my last $200. Okay. Let's flash forward to now. I've been selling on Amazon for about 4 years. I have multiple income streams now based on the learning and the teaching that we've had from other members in the pack. I am currently writing modules for the pack. I was involved with writing the proven bundling course, and we're updating the online arbitrage course. I'm going to be updating our listing optimizations course. I also do that as a side business. I list or I help people with either creating listings from scratch or updating and optimizing the listings they already have.
We'll have to be sure and stick a link in the show notes so people can look you up if you're looking
That
for
would
more
be
business.
great.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah.
The other things that I'm doing, I've written, I think I'm up to 36 books now, low content or no content, based on the course we have there, the KDP course. And those are doing quite well. I'm really enjoying those. I'm a coach, of course, with your program. I've got several students right now, and we're just going gangbusters. It's so much fun. Um, I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh, obviously my weekly show on my Silent Team page every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I spend 45 minutes to an hour talking about something, some sort of current event topic among e-commerce and Amazon, whether it's just plain inspiration, whether it's, oh, this new rule came down or this has been updated. We have a really strong core community within our community that likes to watch every week. Plus, we're always getting new folks. And we have conversations in the comments. I'm answering questions. I also give away a lot of prizes, which is a lot of fun. So this entire business has just exploded from again those last $200 to my name to all of these income streams, and I just love it. Couldn't be happier,
It's pretty incredible to think that we get to have this much fun
right?
for a living and just hang out with these incredible, high quality people,
Exactly.
creating content, seeing lives changed.
Yes,
Um, maybe that's where I want to go next, Lisa. And for the listeners' sake, you just dropped a lot of courses and
I did.
acronyms, and we'll stick all that in the show notes. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy this fun conversation if you're listening to this episode, because all of it's in the show notes at silentgem.com. Links to all the courses and explaining
Perfect.
what we just went over, including
Yep,
Lisa Live and our free Facebook group. We'll show you how to find all that in the show notes, okay? So we can spend time just getting to know Lisa a little bit better today and getting an update from her. So
oh, I appreciate that.
take me through that journey. I like calling the members of this community business building warriors.
Right.
And I think if we had like a poster child face, there's a handful of you that popped to mind instantly, because it really has been a battle. I
It
mean,
has.
we kind of breezed past. I had $200 in the bank, couple kids, yeah, disabled, but here I am now. Like, take us through that journey a little bit more,
Absolutely.
because I know for a fact. I mean, I've been on the phone just today with someone who, from the outside, you look at their life and you think, well, they've got it pretty good together, good income, yeah, good marriage, yeah, life is pretty solid for them. But then you find out what's really going on, and man, this is hard. It's really
It can
hard.
be.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Nothing that we do is, some get rich quick scheme. It all does take tenacity and a willingness to learn and to take some risks. Um, in my case, again, with the $200, it wasn't a huge risk if anybody else was considering it. But for me, it was all in. I have been disabled now since, let's see, I think 2011 was the last time I was able to hold a regular job. I have several illnesses. I have fibromyalgia. I've got diabetes. I've got just lots of things that keep me um, well basically immobile. I do my entire business from my bed. I don't go out of the house. I don't go shopping outside the house. Everything I do is with my laptop on a little tiny desk on my bed. So any of you are out there thinking that you can't do this because of your mobility issues, or because you have little toddlers or kids that you don't want to be able to take somewhere, it's not convenient to put them in a car. You can do this. You can do it from your bed. You can do it at 3 o'clock in the morning if you're awake. It doesn't really matter. It makes it very flexible business model to be an online e-commerce person.
And it just amazes me to hear you talk about it in these terms, Lisa. And I know the internal battle's not always easy, but you're able to get yourself to a place where you're encouraging and equipping others. Well, you're basically sitting on your bed because your physical challenges won't allow you to do a whole lot more than that.
It's
And
the
you're pouring
truth.
into the lives of tens of thousands of people and boosting them to better places. You've turned it into a platform. You had every opportunity to say, hey, you know what? My list of excuses, I'll hold it up to anyone's. I deserve just to let the world take care of me. But you didn't do that. You're
No,
out there pouring into the lives of others. It's
uh,
incredible. And
I
I've
have
got to
to
believe
say,
that strong spirit that's inside of you that you put into your work, like that's going to start to manifest itself physically at some point too. It already has in many ways. You've been able to
it
travel
is.
and come to our events
Yes,
when that was impossible before.
definitely. I was going to say that yes, I am pouring into the lives of others, but I can't compare that to what the community has given back to me.
Mm.
It's given me purpose. It's given me friendship and relationships that I didn't have otherwise. When you're chronically ill, it I mean, you feel ashamed of it. You're like, darn it, I'm only X number of years old. I should be able to do this. I should be able to do that. I should be working full time at a job, and I just could no longer do that. And I did feel embarrassed and ashamed and lonely. I don't have coworkers to see every day. I didn't have outside people that I was able to go visit anymore. I couldn't go just meet girls for coffee. I was just very isolated. But now I literally have people all over the world who I'm in contact with on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, that I get to meet once a year when we go to the Proven Conference. I've met people who've flown in from China, who've flown in from Australia, who've flown in from England, and we got to have a face-to-face conversation based on what we've built in the My Silent Team community. It's such a blessing for me. If I'm giving back, it's only because I'm giving a hand up the way I was given a hand up when I first joined up.
Mm,
It's
that's beautiful.
truly, truly life changing and affirming, life affirming for me. I have a reason and a purpose and something to look forward to every day when I'm awake. Turn on that laptop and who can I help today? What question can I answer for that person? Oh, I've been in that problem. I've had that problem before. Let me answer this. It's just wonderful.
Oh,
Can't
you've
say enough
you've
about it.
turned into you've become an invaluable resource around here,
Well,
and
thank
and
you.
we don't really have the traditional organizational chart that a lot of companies might have. We say our team is well over 100 people, but only a handful of them are like full time.
Right.
Most of us are part time, running our own businesses online, selling
Sure.
physical product, but we have a teacher's heart. We love seeing others succeed. So you've gotten involved in several other ways. And here you are, you've kind of come up the ranks as a rock star just because you're there, you're available. And I
Exactly.
know added to the list of what you just went through, insomnia at times. So
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you're the one
absolutely.
awake at 4 a.m.
I am.
sometimes, right?
Yep.
When it's kind of crickets here in the US and our
Right.
international students are kind of jumping on the Facebook. Oh, there's Lisa.
Yep.
So it's like you found a way to have that silver lining behind
Truly
every
do.
challenge that's been thrown at you.
Yep.
It's so admirable.
Well,
And I know you've said you've written several books, but I'm waiting on the book about your story.
it's actually in the works. I am working on it. It's interesting. I don't know if this is an appropriate thing to say or not. However, I truly feel, in a way, my illness was kind of a blessing in disguise. I am able to touch so many more lives than I would have been in the regular jobs that I had had in the past. Working in a medical clinic was wonderful, but I only could touch a finite number of lives and I could only help a finite number of people. Being able to work from home at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, based on my illness and my sleep schedules, which are completely erratic, is um, it's a gift for both, on both sides. If it's a gift for me, and it's a gift for those people who are on a different time schedule than I am. I can touch hundreds of thousands of people if they were to want me to. It's as opposed to the number of patients in a clinic. It's just
it's, it's an
profound.
it's an incredible time to be an entrepreneur. It really is.
Oh, sure.
The opportunities that we have afforded to us because of technology and
Right.
but still it takes the commitment and the dedication and the spirit that not everyone has, and you've dug deep and found it. And I would really want to encourage people too to go back and listen to episode 99,
Yeah.
just kind of hear where things were a couple years ago and the
Right.
station you were in, and where things are now. And of course,
Yeah.
Lisa Live, we'll stick a link in the show notes. You mentioned several projects that you're involved in
Yeah.
with um, you mentioned KDP. Maybe we can go into what that is.
Of
And
course.
y'all do
Sure.
your low content books. Like,
Right.
what's that about? How does someone get involved in that? And I don't remember offhand the link to that course. Maybe we could drop it
Okay.
here. We'll stick it in the show notes too. But do you remember what the link is for that
I
course?
do. It's
Cool.
kdpcourse.com.
That's easy enough. I should have
That's
remembered that
easy.
one.
Yeah, and KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing.
Yeah. What is that?
Um, Amazon has their own publishing company. It's free to upload your manuscript or your low content book. They have a cover generating program that is also free on their website. A low content or no content book essentially is something like a diary or a planner or a journal where it's basically the same page over and over again, um, set up in whichever way you choose to have it, and then you could add either your own artwork or the artwork that's provided in the company's website, the KDP website, completely free to upload your books, and then they on sale on Amazon.com.
And it's print on demand. You
I
never
was
have to
going to
actually order
say,
copies, right?
that's right. You do not have to have inventory. You don't have to have 1,000 copy minimum publishing kind of contract. It's there online. If somebody wants to order your book, they order it. It's there 2 to 3 days max, fully bound, ready to go, and you get your royalties. You don't touch it, you don't see it, you don't pack it, you don't ship it. It's just done. And it's completely free if you put the time in to create the book, upload it, you're done. Does not take much time. And like I said, I think I'm up to 36 titles now. I've done journals, diaries, weekly planners, daily planners, monthly planners, and drawing prompt books. So it's been quite an adventure with that. It also lets me express some creativity, which is kind of fun.
Drop one of your fun titles on us and people can go check it out.
Let's see, 365 monsters. Draw a monster a day. Yeah, that's one of
That's
the
so great. I love it.
The drawing prompt books.
And it's just a bunch of black and white pages with a monster on each page, and you color in or.
Yeah, it's got a big blank box and a prompt that'll say like spaghetti. This is my spaghetti monster. This is my snowman monster, or whatever it is.
So low content book. And another way I know that folks are using these is as an add-on to a bundle.
Oh,
so you have a very unique bundle that way, like my workout journal.
Yes.
And you put unique quotes or sayings, and it's yours. It's your original content. So no one else can copy it unless they buy it from you.
Correct.
So you go and you have Kindle develop this product. You order yourself a couple hundred of them, very inexpensive to order copies of your own book, right?
The author copies are super cheap.
Make your bundles and pull it off the market. No one else can get a copy of it, no matter how hard they try. Now you've got a bundle no one can duplicate. Or maybe you just raise the price to like $50 or something on the book, right? So that way, if someone does want to copy your bundle, they're paying you a lot of money to do it.
That's right. The other thing that they can do is it raises the perceived value of your bundle.
Absolutely.
If the book by itself is selling for $24.99, but you have a bundle that, like you said, a workout journal. Let's say we've got the workout journal and a rolled up yoga mat and a water bottle. So there we go. We have a bundle, and the whole bundle is only $29.99. Well, oh my goodness, what a deal, because the book by itself was $25. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a dual two points of view on the same product.
And no one can copy your bundle, which is the beauty. I mean, that's a unique product. We're all after looking for that unique product that only we can sell.
Yep.
A bundle. So that was kdpcourse.com. And I don't know if you saw the memo come through today or not yet, Lisa, but we're adding, I think either today or tomorrow, certainly by the time people hear this podcast, that content has been added into the Proven Amazon course.
Oh, fantastic.
Because what we do around here is for the first 6 to 9 months after we create new content, it's sold only separately from the Proven Amazon course. But as you know, Lisa, and most listeners know, we're always adding new content in. About 6 to 9 months after we create it, it's dropped for free. So all our Proven Amazon course students get the benefit of that new module at no cost.
That's exciting.
Pretty cool. So that's in there now, but it still can be sold separate. It still can be bought separately too. If you don't have the Proven Amazon course yet and you just want to check out that KDP course, which is phenomenal. I saw someone sent us, I don't know if it was $10,000 commission for a month or if it was over the course of a few months. But anyway, someone had made $10,000. Had you seen that testimonial yet off the KDP course?
I haven't.
I saw it from Jenny. She was your co-creator on that. Did you work with her on that course? I can't remember now.
Not on the KDP course.
That was just Jenny.
Daughter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a phenomenal course. But yeah, there's one of the cool testimonials we received lately on it. So that's something to go check out. Very simple model. And it's
Definitely.
explained well on the website. Thanks for remembering it for me. We
You bet.
have so many different courses floating around,
Indeed.
kdpcourse.com. Yeah, and I love the self-publishing model. It's such a world of opportunity. It's so easy to do now. Traditionally, we publishing was this big, scary, long, complicated process. You can
Right.
create, you have people creating multiple. I think it was even called like 10 books in 10
10
days or
days.
something.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, once
Yeah,
you know what you're doing, you can crank these out.
you can. I did 24 books in 11 days. I
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
And
that was
and there's zero expense. And if one of them doesn't work
right.
out, oh well, it's a business card that took you a few minutes to make. You order 15, 20 copies of it and you're an author.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. It's kind of
we're
fun to say, "I am a published author."
that's right. Even
And
if
I
it's just a daily journal with a few inspirational quotes every 10 pages or so,
exactly,
right? You got a
exactly.
book. You got your
Yep.
book. Beautiful. Well, what else are you working on? You mentioned the online arbitrage course. It's a module in the Proven Amazon course right
Right.
now. It's
Um,
getting a little dated.
I was gonna say
Talk us through it.
always constantly trying to keep our courses updated and as current as possible. So, over the last, well, 24 hours, actually, I put together about a 4-page update so that you can see what software we're currently using or recommending for online arbitrage. It'll give you some tips for how you can get additional discounts when you buy online. It'll give you reasons why online is, in my opinion, easier than doing retail arbitrage in some cases. And it's going to be eventually worked into a full module update. But I think for now, for anybody who has any questions about online arbitrage, take a peek at that new update we're going to be putting into the pack here for you. And of course, you can always ask questions on the My Silent Team page. I usually see them. You can tag me in it if you want to. My name is on Facebook is Lisa Morrison Larson, and I'm happy to help with those online arbitrage questions.
Beautiful. And for those who are really new to all of this, what is retail and online arbitrage?
Oh, sure. The word arbitrage means to buy with the express purpose of reselling. Retail arbitrage is physically walking into a retail store like Target or Walmart and buying something off the shelf with the purpose of taking it and then selling it to somebody else. Online arbitrage is a similar thing. You go to an online store and you shop online with the intent of buying those things and reselling them.
Well done.
Yeah,
Exactly. Don't want to leave the newbies behind.
of
Every
course.
show we see a good handful of people where this is their first episode. So I try
So
not to
exciting.
scare them
It's
away.
so exciting. I know they
So
always
some of the countries, I'm learning geography by being a podcast producer of a fairly popular show.
that's
Like,
good.
where's that country? Kids, come here. Let's find it. Any of you ever heard of this? No, where's that at? Uh,
Exactly.
I'm ashamed of how little I know about where some of these countries are. But it's been great seeing the show getting listened to, people all over the world, new listeners. We really appreciate the listeners joining us. And
Love it.
let's talk about any other projects that you're involved in. Did we leave anything out? You mentioned I
I'm
just
trying
want
to
to get an
think.
update.
The bundling, we've got the a bundling mentoring page, which is separate from the pack. There is a small monthly fee. I think it's something like $9 a month is all, but we have huge plans for it. Jenny Hunt, my co-creator of the bundling course, and I are planning on putting in new workshops, new webinars. We're going to be having daily and or monthly and or weekly challenges of different size and scope. We plan on having live question and answer sessions and encouragement. The This is going to be going on indefinitely. This is not like a has to be today. This is for people who join the course, they will be able to access it the entire time that they're members. So that's
Beautiful.
really exciting to me.
That's
Bundling
awesome.
is such a great opportunity for for anybody who wants to sell online. It discourages other sellers from selling on your listing because it's harder to find bundle components. And instead of paying Amazon 3 separate fees for 3 separate items, If you put them all together in a bundle, you're only paying Amazon one fee. So your profit margins are considerably higher simply by putting something together in a bag or a box.
And we did an episode, we recorded, it was you and Jenny on stage a few months ago at our most recent event, your bundle presentation. It was great Q&A and some great content if people want to hear a little bit more about it. Oh, it was phenomenal. We did that as a podcast episode. I'd say maybe 10 episodes or so ago. Do you happen to know which one that was? We'll stick it in the show notes.
242.
There you go. I'm putting you on the spot and you just keep coming through. It's good to be surrounded by smart people. Yeah. So it's right around there. You'll see it's the bundling episode from our Proven conference, which is coming up, by the way, as we're recording this about 6 months out. It's coming at us fast. This is the shortest gap we've ever had between our annual conferences.
Right.
Because we bumped it into the middle of summer so families can come and bring their kids.
Exactly.
And you're coming.
I'm coming.
And you're presenting again. And
I am presenting again. You bet. I will be there with bells on.
That's going to be so great. Yeah. And I know that's a big deal because like you said earlier, you don't do a lot of traveling. You don't leave the house very often, but this is a big thing for you. And
it's
and
like
we sure
a
love seeing
family
you there.
reunion.
It sure
is the most uplifting, educational, outstanding. I can't even give it enough superlatives. It is warmth. It feels like coming home. It really does, because all these people we've built these relationships with online are suddenly there. We can have a face-to-face conversation. We can share coffee. We can have a meal. We can go in depth with some of the discussions that we've had. And I've not talked to anybody who's ever attended who wasn't absolutely blown away by the content and the scope of the whole program.
Well, we've actually got some data, our post-event surveys, 96% combined of all the surveys we've ever done post-event, people have said, I'm definitely coming back. So that's a good indicator that, of the culture that's been created. And it really is, people who listen to this podcast have heard us talk many times about the relationship aspect of what we teach. And that is truly powerful. It's not necessarily intuitive. I would think if you're coming in, a lot of people, if you haven't been trained on this concept, you think, okay, I need the right techniques. I need the right strategies. I need the right software. Those are the things I need to start a successful business. And while that's true, I would argue that if you had to choose to focus either on relationships for the first 3 months or tools, techniques, strategies, and courses for the first 3 months, you'd be wise. Now, do both if you possibly can, obviously. But if you had to pick one or the other, you'd be wise to focus on relationships, because those people are going to save you money and talk you through decisions and help you.
Absolutely.
Right? So these people who form these tight friendship groups, and we've heard of, at this point, we've got marriages happening and mastermind, multi-million-dollar businesses happening, and
for sure.
Sprouting up out of this community because of the relationship. So if you're considering going to, it's theprovenconference.com. I know that website because I've been building out the page the last week. The Proven Conference. Come see Lisa there. That's going to be in July 21st through 23rd, along with, I think we're going to get, we had about 800 people register last year. I think we're going to get well over that this year, and close to 1,000 maybe even register. And then there's always a bit of a no-show rate, but I think we're going to have a lot of people there from this community, listeners to this podcast from around the world.
Absolutely.
You said it's a tremendous boost to your spirit, to your relationships, friendships, and the content's second to none.
Right. And you can't beat Boca Raton, Florida either. I mean, what a beautiful location.
It's the best hotel as far as rating, just, looking at the ratings that we've ever had. And it's right on the beach too, for those of you who want to go jump in the water. It's going to be hot. July in Florida is no joke hot, but the nice ocean breeze, it's right on the ocean.
Right.
It's going to be fantastic. And the prices, we can finally announce the lowest prices that we've ever offered for the event. Now, not necessarily for VIP, because there's a lot of extra thrown in there, but the general admission ticket prices are as low as we've ever offered before. A couple $100 for the early birds. It's going live here probably by the time this podcast gets out there. The page will be up, tickets will be on sale, a couple $100 a person, because we want families there. We want people to be able to bring everyone and
absolutely,
come meet the other kids. Typically, we've done these events in the fall, and it was harder for families with kids in a public or private school type thing to
Right.
get away. Well,
Sure.
now we're saying, hey, July, no one's in school.
That's right.
Get them on down here. Let's go have a
Yep.
fun family vacation on either side of this event. Let's do this. So
Absolutely.
very
And
good.
there's great course content that your kids, if they're interested in becoming an entrepreneur, uh, would greatly benefit from. I'm bringing Madeline, my she'll be 18 by then, but
Wow. Maddie's
yeah,
18 already.
I know she'll be 18 in April, but
That's nuts.
she really wants to come, and she's been asking me a lot of really smart questions,
Yeah.
and she's also come up with things that I hadn't thought about. So I like to get that intergenerational feedback and interest because uh, the family, well, we got the online family, but we also have, of course, our nuclear families. And what a great thing to blend. What a great
Yes.
thing to blend.
So many families are doing this as a family. And that was actually one of our more popular podcast episodes, I think, was an episode where we talked about how to build a business as a family. And
Great.
this is certainly a good step in that direction. Bring your kids, just let them catch the vibe of this event. And we may have something, I'm not in a position right now to promise, hey, we're going to have a breakout for teens. We probably will end up doing it, but I can't promise it right now. We're putting the agenda together. But regardless, just being there and being around other entrepreneurial families who think this way, speak
Yep.
the language, positive, the energy. It's the energy that comes from being around people who have to serve to succeed. That's what being a business owner is. You put a bunch of
Yes,
people together who
it is.
serve for a living. It's a
That's it.
great atmosphere. Bring your kids, let them witness it. And we've had
Yep.
many young people pop up and go on to do some amazing things from these events and from this community.
Yep.
Very cool.
Your son is a prime example of that. Of growing up in an entrepreneurial family, he just took it and ran with it on his own and doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Trade is a phenomenon.
Thank you. Yeah, you learn to think a different way. And I'm writing a book. I'm up to around 100 things or so that I had to unlearn from my traditional education before I could succeed as an entrepreneur. He didn't have to unlearn any of those things. It's almost an unfair head start. He never had to learn, for example, it's uncool to ask 4 questions in a row if you don't understand something. That was pounded into my head as a public school student. You don't ask 4, you don't even ask 1 question.
Right.
Let alone 4.
Exactly.
Like, who does? And so if he doesn't understand something, he'll ask another question without even having the second thought. That's been the benefit of having that entrepreneurial spirit from home. And we got to homeschool the kids with the best teacher they could ever have, their mom. And
it's wonderful.
It's paid huge dividends for our family.
Yep.
But well, this is really cool hanging out with you, Lisa. Is there any other projects you're working on or anything else come to mind you want to share with the folks today? I think we've had a really fun episode.
I think I pretty much mentioned what I'm working on. Coaching students get a discount, by the way, on the Proven Conference. Just thought I'd throw that in there because I am a coach. My students all of them are coming to the event. They are so excited about it that they wanted to be sure to be there. So coaching students get a discount.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So we're going to be sending out notifications of the discount. As we're recording this, it's early January, quickly approaching mid-January. By I would say, as we get about 3/4 into January, you should have heard something about the event in your email inbox. Just keep an eye on theprovenconference.com. And if you're a coaching student in our community, contact your coach. Say, hey, don't let me miss out the coaching discount tickets because those discounts are coming. Those announcements and emails are coming.
Right.
By the end of January. So it's all going to be rocking and rolling. So you should have your plans lined up. I will say too, there's a lot of great Airbnb homes near, like some big nice ones. If people want to group up in groups of 10 or 15, whatever, get a house. Oh, that'd be so fun. I'd encourage that. So there's a Facebook group that's committed, dedicated just for. We'll stick a link in the show notes. You don't have to attend the event to be a part of the Facebook group for the event.
Right.
Because we just want people to be able to see what's going on, see the pictures and all that. But they can also make arrangements and share homes, like we're saying. So we'll stick a link in the show notes today to that Facebook group. I've made a lot of promises. I didn't take any notes either. So if I forgot any of the links in the show notes, ping support. We'll add it and help you out. But hopefully I can remember all of these. I didn't bring a pen today to my interview.
That's funny.
But it's all up here.
Yes.
Well, hey, Lisa, it's been great hanging out with you today.
Thank
This
you,
was
Jim.
really, really
Appreciate it.
fun. And I think we've inspired, informed, and updated a whole lot of people on what's going on around here.
I hope
And
so.
maybe a good way to end this is just remind folks, hey, every Tuesday, like you said, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7
Right.
p.m. Eastern time in the United States,
Yes.
middle of the night. If you're in Singapore, sorry about that, or wherever you're listening from, doing
Right.
our best. But Lisa goes live, updates, and kind of a lot like this podcast, minus me rambling on. It's Lisa hanging out, giving away prizes and having fun answering questions in the community. It's always a very popular, we end up with several thousand people seeing that show every week. And,
Yep.
um, I'm just curious. Let me ask you something, Lisa, as we
Sure.
wrap this one up. One of the things I always encourage leaders to do as they're growing their business is you've got to get comfortable speaking, teaching, leading, putting yourself out there. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. You're going to get a little sweaty. You're going to stammer a little bit, but you got to do it. That's what leaders do. That's the next step of your business growth is working on your leadership, which means using your mouth,
Right.
putting your face in front of other people that are looking at you, waiting to hear what you say. That is growth. So as you've been on this journey for a couple of years now, I'm just curious how it's changed you. Let's encourage some people who are maybe a little nervous to take those steps.
Of course.
What's that journey
Absolutely.
been like? That's a good way to end this episode, I think.
Sure. Okay, let's do that. I think that the first thing you want is to be around people who are encouraging you. You don't want to be around a bunch of negative Nancy's. You want to be around a group that's encouraging, like the My Silent Team page. If you're not ready to take a huge step, you can take a small step by answering someone's question. If you happen to know the answer that question, and then maybe answer a few more. You'll start feeling comfortable with answering questions, and then maybe somebody will contact you um, directly one on one, and you can answer their questions. Maybe when it comes to my show, you can be a guest on my show. You can do this in little increments and step up continually until you're to the point where you either you take the leap or you don't. I think that anybody can take the leap. If someone like me can get from where I started to where I am now in the short amount of time that it's taken, I believe that anybody who truly wants to can do this.
Yeah,
Without a
because you were pretty nervous initially,
doubt.
if I remember, and
I
technical
was.
issues and the challenges, and you were
Definitely. I
yeah,
didn't know what I was doing, but I did it anyway.
that's right.
Um, for those of you that don't know me, I am my illness has made me very overweight and braid my hair prematurely and a bunch of other things. And so I felt like I can't show my face. I can't be a representative for this community. What do I have to say? I'm fairly new at all this. But I bit the bullet and I jumped in and I just said, okay, here's me, the authentic, real me. Like it or lump it, I'm doing this.
And
And it's been an outstanding response. People
and
really love it.
it, truly beautiful to so many of us in every imaginable way because we know your story, we know your heart,
Mhm.
and you've inspired and encouraged so many of us. You've got a huge fan base. I saw a comment the other day, and I think it was your Facebook Live, like, Jim's all right, but man, Lisa is really awesome. I was like, I love that. I love that. No, because this is, it's not the Lisa show. It's not the Jim show. This is
Right,
our community.
right.
But to see these emerging leaders, people coming from a place of difficulty and, despair, if I can use that word almost, of
Yes,
desperation, of starting to question your own self-worth to being a place of bold leadership,
yep,
that's inspirational, I think, to a lot of people. I know it inspires me. And
for
you
sure.
inspire me on a regular basis, as do so many others in this community. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I've always envisioned having a community and being a part of a community of leaders. What
Right.
a what a fun, and just a little inside info on the way my brain works. That's one of the reasons I've always kind of resisted the whole, hey, let's all wear the same t-shirt to the event. I'm like, "Nah, we're leaders. We're not clones. We're not
Right.
all following one dude, with one saying that has a great meaning to all of us. It's we're all leaders. We're out there leading our own groups, and
Yep,
occasionally we gather together to encourage each other, to equip
yep.
each other, and then we go out and we lead. Right.
Exactly.
So that's the
Love
kind
the
of group I want to
diversity.
be a part of, and
Right.
it's been fun seeing you take that journey. And I think we're just beginning too. because
Oh, absolutely.
it just keeps getting bigger.
And
Keeps
better
getting bigger. Yeah, that's right. It
and
just
better.
for in every measurable way. What a joy. Yeah, I had a conversation I've alluded to a couple times over the years. It's been a few years ago, but I was asking some of our leaders, have you ever been bored with what we do? Like, if you ever wake up one morning and go, time to get to it. I really don't want to. And there's aspects of every business where there's stuff there's elements of it don't want to do. But my question was, have you ever just been bored? Like, man, is this really what I was made for? None of us have
Nope.
felt that way on the leadership team. Why?
Nope.
Well, because we're serving with excellence. We're leading, we're serving, we're
Right.
building something together with a community we love and care about.
Yep.
So that's about as fulfilling as it gets.
It is. I don't ever work a day. I get up, I hang out with my friends, we talk about our businesses, which are all very different. I mean,
Yeah.
we have some same core, most of us sell on Amazon, but the way we do it, how we do it, what we sell, we're all
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And it doesn't matter if you're selling, 10,000 in a year or 10 million in a year. We can all have something to relate to and we all interact and it's just so integrated. It's beyond outstanding.
Yeah. It's a privilege to serve alongside you, Lisa. We're doing
Well,
a great
thank
job
you.
as a leader in this community, and wouldn't be the same without you. I'm so
Appreciate
glad.
that.
I remember the conversation Brett and I had one afternoon. Like, man, we should be going live every week. I don't know that I want to commit to it, and I don't know that you should. But, we don't want our faces out there. Who is that person in the community that's helpful and represents us well? And your name was at the top of our list, and thankfully you said yes.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's been great
Quite
ever
the
since.
honor. It's been truly an honor to be able to partake on that level. And thank you. Thank you
Well,
very
thank
much.
you. Thank you, Lisa.
Welcome.
And to the community, for everyone listening, hanging out with us today on Silent Sales Machine Radio, the great listeners, the business building warriors, thanks for spreading the word about this show. The numbers continue to go up, new listeners constantly coming on board, and continues to be a great free resource, a great way to stay in tune with all the opportunities, the multiple income stream strategies, the cool content, cool people that we bring you from our team. It's a pleasure playing this role. So thank you for making it possible. This is probably the coolest part of the gig that I have around here is doing these episodes and hanging out with great people like Lisa and the listeners today. So God bless all the business building warriors out there. We'll have another great episode for you real soon. And don't forget, silentjim.com has all the links of all the resources we talked about today because we threw a lot out there. Just go jump over there to today's episode number and look at the links in the show notes, and you'll be able to jump over to any stuff, the stuff that we talked about. Okay. We'll have another episode for you real soon. God bless you guys.